Hello and welcome to Preps Overtime, presented by Tom Dinsdale. I'm Jack Sheard. With me is prep football expert Dale Miller. Dale, it is prep football playoff time.
It is. Games start up this week, Thursday and Friday, and time for the postseason to get underway.
Some exciting games. I know that I've talked to some of the experts around the office, and the Grand Island Senior High versus Lincoln Southwest game Friday. It's going to be a rematch of a game that Grand Island won, but maybe not quite as easy this time.
That's right. The Islanders won 28-14 in Lincoln, but it was really an excellent all-around effort by the Islanders to win that one. They only allowed one touchdown. The other one came on a long kickoff return for the second half, and the defense only gave up one first down in the second half. So really stellar defensive effort for the Islanders in that one, and it'll be tough to repeat that.
And Lincoln Southwest has an 8'7" receiver.
Slightly shorter than that.
Slightly shorter.
But yeah, they really did a good job keeping their passing game under control and limit their big plays. So that'll be a challenge to repeat that.
Grand Island won the first game 28-14 in September. This Friday the game will be in Grand Island versus in Lincoln. Advantage here in Grand Island, you think?
I would think so. Any team would probably prefer to play on their home field when the season's on the line, and probably a small advantage for the Islanders to force Southwest to come out here and earn that home field advantage in the first round.
In Class B, a local game to watch, an area game, Aurora, 8-1, taking on Lexington at home. How's that game?
That's an interesting one, too. Lexington had really struggled in previous years and really bounced back strong this year, a 6-3 record coming into this. And they can probably give Aurora some problems, but Aurora's offense with running back Jerry Labita has really been clicking on all cylinders lately, and probably look for the Huskies to probably pull away late in that one.
Aurora's up to number 2 in the Class B rankings, behind that one team that gave them the loss, the undefeated McCook team. Is there any way you see Aurora making it through and playing McCook again?
They could, but the challenge would be they would have to go to play at Ogallala next week if both teams win here. Long trip there, and Ogallala only lost to McCook 21-0 this last week, so I'm sure the Huskies aren't looking past these first two rounds at all.
And from what you've seen in Class B this year, is there any stopping McCook?
You would say no, but that's why they play the games, I guess.
There you go. Slipping to C1, some interesting matchups in the area. One game between Wood River and Grand Island Central Catholic. Interesting matchup here.
Yeah, area rivals that did not play each other during the regular season this year, and then, ironically enough, face each other here in the first round. Great offensive lines on both, great defensive lines, veteran linemen. It's going to be a battle in the trenches in this one.
In Grand Island Central Catholic, their lone loss was to St. Cecilia.
Yeah.
And St. Cecilia is at home versus Boone Central.
That's right. St. Cecilia, a lot of people think them and Norfolk Catholic are clearly the teams to beat in Class C1, and St. Cecilia really looks forward to kind of continuing this momentum that they've built up the second half of the season in the playoffs and get off to a roll there.
Now, one of the fun things about C1 is that there's so many teams out there compared to A and B. You know, C1, C2, you get lots of teams that maybe haven't played as many of the good teams, and we kind of saw that with Central Catholic, 8-0 when they played St. Cecilia, and it was their first loss. There anybody else out there besides the St. Cecilia, and you said Norfolk, that has a chance to compete in C1?
You would think Pierce, but they've really been hit hard by the injury bugs. That's going to make it tough for them to keep up with the St. Cecilias, you would think, if St. Cecilia stays healthy. So I would think those two really are clearly the class of Class C1 this year.
Okay. Now, going down to C2, Ravenna is taking on Thayer Central. This is a game you like.
I like this game. Thayer Central's only lost once. Ravenna started off 0-2, but losses to Elm Creek and Kearney Catholic, who go into the playoffs with a combined one loss themselves, so that doesn't look so bad right now. Ravenna's really been playing well and gets home field in this. This is probably one of the better C2 first-round matchups you can find.
What are Ravenna's chances of moving on here?
I think fairly good. Their offense has really been clicking along. They've been picking up a lot of yardage there and piling up the points, and it's not going to be an easy game by any means, but I think that with the home field that they probably have a good shot here.
You mentioned piling up the points. Brings me to my last question of prep football talk. 97 points.
Yeah.
St. Ed had 97 points.
Yeah, a little six-man football there, I guess, setting the bar high for the basketball team to see if they can even come close to matching that, of course. Not something you like to see, not something they necessarily like to see, but they had 3 first downs all game. They had 83 points at halftime, and it just kind of things snowballed.
This is six-man. Is there no 35? Evidently, no mercy rule.
Right. All classes now have gone to it's a running clock after a 35-point lead. There's
Okay.
no 45-point mercy rule anymore.
Well, they were held to 0 points in the third quarter.
That's right. Probably some offensive breakdowns there.
It could have been.
Yeah.
They had 2 kick returns for touchdowns, punt returns, 2 safeties, and 3 interception returns. So it wasn't that their offense was necessarily out on the field running it up; they just weren't getting stopped.
Right.
So we won't pile on St. Edwards too much.
No, and they have a great team. I'm kind of looking forward to them. And Greeley Woolback, probably the favorites in six-man. You know, could have a big rematch there in the championship game here in a couple of weeks.
We'll look forward to that. Dale, thank you for all your insight, and you'll have to check back with the Independent.com to check out video highlights later this week of some of these matchups, including Grand Island and Lincoln Southwest, Aurora and Lexington, Wood River and Central Catholic, and that Ravenna Thayer Central game that Dale was talking about. So stick back with the Independent.com, and thanks for joining us.